Well, you read the title right. I just bought my dream car and I got fired from my job. Well, that was a bit of a clickbait. This isn't my dream car, but this is such an amazing car that I love so much. And I've wanted a sports car for so long and I've held out for so long and I finally got one. And then I got fired from my job. So I'm in a weird spot with buying an expensive car. It's not too expensive. The fuel is the most expensive. And brakes and tires will be a bit expensive, but other normal maintenance isn't bad. But still, when you don't have a job, that can be tough. And luckily for me, I actually sold a business a little while ago and I had some money from the sale of the business. So that's actually really helped me buy this car because it's actually almost already paid off. I owe a little bit on it, but I don't owe payments for 6 months because I paid so early into it. I'm just keeping it on there because it helps my credit score. So thinking, well, you should get rid of the car because of the payments, I don't have any payments. And I only, like I said, I owe a very small amount left on the car that I could just pay off. But because I don't have payments for so many months, I'm just going to keep it on there. Now, where does that leave me? Pretty nervous and pretty worried. This car is amazing and I love it and I don't want to give it up. Obviously, if I have to, I would. But I want to do everything I can to avoid that. And I'm pretty scared on what to do with something like this. Now, probably for most people, it would be, well, just get another job. But I want to take this opportunity because I think it's an opportunity in my life to push myself. I don't want to do another job. For a while, I've actually been making YouTube videos doing lawn care tips. I've been in the lawn care industry my whole life. I know a lot about grass and plants, and I make educational videos, and it helps a lot of people. People seem to love them. And the channel has 17,000 subscribers, which is nothing crazy. It definitely doesn't pay the bills. But I was wondering, well, if I can do it full time, can it pay the bills? And I think I'm gonna push myself to try it. Because I don't wanna get rid of this car. I don't really wanna get a job. And I think I'm pushed so hard in my life, it's pretty much do or die. And I think that's where I can do best. So I wanna keep the car. And I don't wanna get a job. And I'm gonna try to push my lawn care YouTube and maybe make some videos for fun on the car because now it's my daily driver. I used to have a work truck, which I don't have anymore. So it's my daily driver and I love driving it so much. And I want to take you around this car and show you how amazing and how much fun I've had driving this car. Now, this isn't my dream car, okay? I'm a big car guy and McLaren's one of my favorite brands, even with all their issues and problems. And that's a big goal of mine. So for me, this was my starter car. And I thought, it'd just be fun, give me something to motivate me to move up, which it definitely has. But I never thought how much I would truly enjoy driving this car around. And for how many there are on the road, how many looks I get. I thought there's a million of these cars on the road. Who really is gonna care? And I get so much more love than I ever thought, which, a cars person is gonna say, who cares, drive for yourself. I bought it for me and I do love it, but I love when people recognize it. It feels good. And you're lying to yourself if you say that you don't, because it feels good when someone else appreciates your car, especially one you've worked hard for and you really like. So now I wanna show you the car. Now this is a 2014 Z51 Stingray 3LT Corvette. This thing is amazing. This is an 11-year-old car. The toe look on it is timeless. Now, it does look a lot different from when, my smoothie, that was a mistake. Now, it looks a lot different from when I did buy it. I've spent a lot of money in mods and knowing I'm gonna lose my job. Some of those now scare me a little bit, but it's given it this amazing look to it. Now, luckily it had the Z06 grille to it. It had the front carbon splitter. Now I added the racing stripes, which I was very worried about doing, but gave an amazing look and I absolutely love it. Now, also, I did PPF on the front and down the sides, which was way more expensive than I thought, but needed to be done. I added these carbon winglets. This is the Z51, or ZR1 winglets on the side. I added the Z06 fender flares. I need to actually bring these tires out, and that was a big goal of mine, but with no job, that's gonna be on the standstill for a little bit. But I really love these. I just added, you know, bigger rock extensions. I did the carbon fiber side bumper. I did the little black fender flares, which I don't believe even are on the Z06 here. So that's just kind of its own unique look. Now I added the Z06 winglets to the top here. These are awesome. I did not do the centerpiece, but I wanted to do a wing or do something. I like the Z51 little wing, but I wanted a little bit more, and I think these were perfect. Now, I had to drill into these myself and put rivets in. I've never even done that before. That was scary, but I did a great job, and it's done. It comes with this little extender piece because the Z06 is a wider car. So there would just be a gap there. You know, there'd be nothing there. But, you know, the company I found this from had this little side bit in here. So I was able to put that so it doesn't look like there's a gap and almost like it doesn't belong there. You know, so it matches up really well. And I'm really happy with that. Of course, a real simple is taillight covers. Look so good. I didn't go cheap on Amazon. They have them on Amazon for 30 bucks, but I feel like that's too cheap. So I spent $100 and got that done. Of course, the black badging, I did that all around. First thing I did was this carbon fiber bumper, which is one of my favorite mods. This thing is beautiful, especially when the sun hits it. It's got those bottom diffusers on it that give it the aggressive look, but that carbon, oh my goodness. It is just beautiful. I really love the way it made the car look. Now, this car came with a full carbon roof, and of course, the roof can come off and go in the back, so it is a convertible in its way. The black Stingray badge, something small. Oh, black center caps. They were a little more expensive than I thought, but I felt like that obviously needed to be done. And now the inside, I love. I did add seat covers because it was all black and I wanted a little bit of red. Seat covers look good. You know, seat covers never fit the best, so that's the only thing, but I'm still decently happy with them. Now, luckily the interior was done with the person before me. It was a big reason I bought this. The dry carbon all throughout the back here, which I actually am starting to like a lot more for the inside than the regular carbon, because there is that regular carbon down here, and you know, I'm assuming it's not real carbon obviously, but it looks very plasticky when it's so shiny compared to the dry. So I'm kind of really digging the dry carbon look to it. Now it does have a MGW, I believe that is, short shifter. Oh my gosh, this thing is awesome. I've never driven it with the regular shifter, but I love the just real basic look to it. You know, obviously it is a manual with that. And then another thing is the steering wheel. This is the Z06C8 steering wheel. And it just, like, when you're in here, it just says nothing but race car. I mean, my gosh, look at this. Sitting behind this cockpit, it has the heads-up display on the windshield is awesome, and this steering wheel makes you feel like you're really driving a race car, which is kind of the feel I wanted, because at the time it was my secondary vehicle. Now it still has the paddles on it, but the paddles are just my rev match, so they don't actually do any shifting. They just turn rev match on and off. You know, sorry I have my gym bag in here, but you know, I love the climate control over there for the passenger side. This car is just amazing. Time I've truly fallen in love with it. I've had it for 5 months. I've driven about 7,000 miles. And it's smile every single mile, and I just love it. And I bought it to drive it, and that's what I'm doing. Now with losing my job, I'll be honest, the miles start to scare me and worry me a bit. You know, I'd be lying if I said they didn't. But that's something I'm going to overcome. I'm going to get focused on posting on my channel, getting things going, and I'm going to do whatever I can. One, not to succeed and move up to my dream car McLaren, But while I don't have a job and I'm grinding to keep my Corvette Z51, because I love a lot about this car and every minute I get to drive it. So that's my quick story, and we'll see what happens from here. I got an exhaust going on it next week. I bought it before I lost my job, of course. I actually got I had a little bonus action coming, so I actually bought the exhaust I've been shopping for months and couldn't make a decision. I finally pulled the trigger, and then I lose my job. But luckily a buddy and I are installing it, and I'll probably just film that. So on the labor, it's not gonna be too bad, and I already bought it, so I'm putting it on. It's been sitting in my living room. I fell in love with it, so I'll be damned if that thing's not going on the car. But that's gonna be it. We're gonna see from there what I can make happen now that I spent all my money on a beautiful car and I don't have a job.